Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of It's Just Not Any Other Talk Show, presented by KD Connect. I'm Isha Bhatt from KD BBA Dharwad, and today we are shining a light on stories that truly matter. Joining us today is Malavika ma'am from Rapid, Rehabilitative Assistance for People in Distress, a remarkable NGO based in Dharwad. Since 2001, Rapid has been empowering single mothers and women by providing them counseling, education, skill development, and employment opportunities. Mom, could you please briefly introduce us to Rapid?
Okay, Rapid, as you said, is rehabilitative assistance for people in distress. This is an NGO which was founded by Mr. Vijay Kulkarni. He is from Dharwad. He was here and was doing a research when he observed there are many single women, single mothers struggling to make ends meet. And this generally happens when the breadwinner or the husband of the family suddenly dies, or he absconds or abandons the family. Or even if he's there, he's unable to take care of the family due to various reasons. Maybe he's unwell or whatever. So because of that, the woman has to shoulder the whole responsibility of the family, whether it is running the family, taking care of the children, their education, etc. Which becomes a very big task for her. The main reason is she does not have much of education. It's either no education at all or very few years of education, due to which she doesn't get good jobs. Right, so either she works as a domestic worker or a helper or any menial jobs, through which she will not be able to manage the expenses of the household. So that is the reason why he thought maybe if we give her skill development, a very simple skill development, maybe without an education also she'll be able to pick up it, right? Then she would be able to earn her livelihood through that. So because of that reason, Rapid was founded in 2001.
Ma'am, why did you specifically focus on single women and mothers?
Okay, as I told you, due to the sudden death of the breadwinner or the husband of the family, the woman is left all alone. In most of the cases, the in-law or the parents also may not be able to help or not very much inclined to help the family. Because once the girl is married off, people might think that their work is done. And at the same time, in-laws, as their son is not there, maybe they're also not very much inclined to help the family. And not with much education, it's very difficult to get a good job. So that's the reason we thought when the woman is met with this sudden change of situation wherein the husband dies or abandons the family, she is left all alone to take care of the family. Especially when it comes to education, you know how expensive it is. So it becomes a very big task for the woman to manage all this. So that's the reason we thought maybe focusing on single women, single mother is the most important factor, because women empowerment as such is very much needed. Women contribute to society as much as men do, just that the opportunities have to be given to them. So this is exactly what we thought we should do.
How would you describe your vision to someone that is hearing about Rapid for the very first time?
Okay. Vision is to nurture confident and strong women. But how you do it, the mission is how we do it. We do it through counseling, we do it through skill development, and then making sure they get a job at the end of the day. Right? To nurture strong and confident women is what the vision of Rapid is.
So you help them both emotionally and financially?
Yes, we do that. Financially, I would say they help themselves because we give them the necessary skill development. So once we do the skill development, we give placement assistance, the rest of the things fall in place. Everything else falls in place.
Ma'am, could you walk us through some of your programs like Smile for Tomorrow, Palna, and Linyasa?
Smile for Tomorrow is a flagship project of Rapid. Smile for Tomorrow, we have various steps, wherein the first is identification of the woman. Woman in need, in the sense a single woman, single mother, or a woman in distress. Right? So once we identify, that happens either through awareness camps when we go to different communities and then talk about Rapid, and then women come here and then registers for a skill development. Or there are many instances, I would say more than 70% of the women walk into Rapid because they would have either heard about Rapid through their friends or relatives or neighbors, so they know how we can help them. So once someone comes here, we do have a chat with her as to what is it that she is looking for, whether it's a skill development or a job or a financial help or guidance for the business, and it could be any of these, or education support. So once we have a chat with her, then we do our due diligence, in the sense we visit her house and understand what kind of situation she is in. We also talk to her family members, her children. Then we get a 360-degree view as to what is the total situation. Then we also do a counseling session. Then we document all the details about her family, her children, her relatives and all that. So what kind of house she is living in, what kind of facilities she is having at home, things like that, and what the children are studying in, what is the fees for the children's education. So once we get all the information, then we let her know what are the skill developments that we have that she can take up. So the most important thing here is not to push her for any skill development that we have. So what we do is we give her options as to what we have, and she chooses. The thing is, in most of the cases, mostly in all these communities, women are always told what to do. So in our organization, we never do that. We give her options and she is the one who chooses it. So at the end of the day, she is the one who is going to do it. So she has to be wholly convinced that yes, I can do it. I'm interested in this. So once we have that kind of a discussion with her, we give her options. She chooses. She chooses according to her education, her interest, her aptitude. So it is the most suitable skill development for her. Right? And there are different kinds of trainings in our organization. Basic tailoring is there, fashion designing, Kasuti, which is a pride of North Karnataka. Then we have Ari work, we have beautician course, Mehendi course. We also have computer course, but that is for only those women who have done at least QC2. Right? So once she completes the training, then we help her in placement assistance. Yes, placement assistance. Even during the training, we have lots of interactive sessions wherein the woman comes out and talks in front of the whole group of people. We do this because whether she works in an organization or has her own business, she has to interact with people. She has to interact with customers. So she should know how to interact, how to talk, how to have a good body language, how to smile or be more pleasing in front of the customers, So we teach her all this. And especially these women who are in distress, it's a bit difficult for them to come out. So it takes longer time, but if their training is like 1 month, 2 months, we have regular, every week interactive sessions, things like that. So she slowly picks up. And in something like a computer application, which spans to a period of 3 months, we not just the technical skills, we also teach them soft skills. How to come out and do a presentation. If any topic is given to you, how do you talk about it? How do you prepare a proposal, or how do you research? Things like that. So every day they are talking about something apart from learning just computers. And they also learn typing, Kannada English typing. So there are various types of jobs that they can look for. It could be a computer operator or a typist or a receptionist or a data entry. So we prepare them for all this. So any kind of entry-level job is there, they can go for an interview and take it. So all these trainings that we have a lot of interactions. The main reason why we want her to interact is, one is to be comfortable in talking to people. Second is to come out of the distress that she has, and also to develop confidence. The kind of distress that she is in makes her low on confidence, low on interest to move on. So when she interacts with people, who are going through similar situations, she also gains confidence. When she is able to do, why can't I do? They kind of help each other, and they are in the similar journey, same boat that they sail with each other. So this is what we do in Smile for Tomorrow. We identify a woman, we counsel her, we do house visits, we do skill development, and a lot of things that we do for their wholesome development of personality. And once that is done, we also assist them in placement. So for placement, when you talk about, if it is something like basic tailoring or fashion designing, she can either choose to do a business on her own, either from the house that she can do, or she can own a shop and then start a business, or she can choose to work with an existing established tailor as well, or a garment company, right? So there are various opportunities that there are there in Hubli, Dharwad. About the topic, so let's say they give you a voters' ID or election in India. What is your opinion on that? So you talk about it for 2 minutes. Then somebody is there as a evaluator. So they evaluate your points, they evaluate how you spoke, any speech cultures, and it has to be timed. If it is 2 minutes, you have to finish it. It's very nice. You like it. Yeah, check it out.
So that brings us to the end of this episode of It's Just Not Anything. Thank you so much, ma'am,
My pleasure.
for joining us and providing us so many insightful stories. It was a pleasure talking to you.
My pleasure too.
And thank you to our listeners for watching this. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more.